just like to ask about the 3-4-3 formation or
Yes.
5-3-2, whichever it may be. What advantages do you think it has over the 4-3-3 formation?
Well, in many ways, as you can imagine, when you play a 4-3-3, you rely a lot on the fullbacks. Going forward, I'm talking now. You rely a lot on the fullbacks to be able to get high up the pitch. The systems, you shouldn't look at systems just as a way to win a football game. It's the players that they play that system. You're looking at the personnel now, Minor, Gary and Antolin. They've been so solid with that back three that allows players to be high up the pitch, the wing backs. So the fullbacks are not players that they need to get this deep and that forward to give us an extra man. They can be in positions where they can do both a little bit better, but we're really solid here. Because then we've got very good players in between lines. So the central doesn't change a lot, much, but I think the difference here is the width that we get and obviously how strong we are through the middle. Before, you had to compromise a little bit when you wanted to be very attacking minded. The fullbacks had to push on, so you leave two players at the back. Now you're still pushing the wing backs on. You still got three players at the back, plus probably a midfielder. You, as the West Brom players, and Paul Shannon would tell you after the game, we were attacking with 7 and 8 and 9 players, and they were surprised by it. And that's what the system gives you, without being weak at the back. And it suits our players. When you got a Jan Boussejot that is a specialist in that position, you take advantage of that. Then the back three gives you that. Then the energy that we got in midfield, players he can play in between lines like Sean Maloney, Jordi Gomez. That's what it gives you, that system. It's so difficult to play against. Like West Brom, we all know, is one of the best defensive units in the league because they work 2 bands of 4 and then they put players in between. We just could open them up every time we went forward. And that's what that system gives you. There's a few clubs playing it now, a few teams around Europe. Napoli probably is the ones that they played really, really well with Cavani and Hamsik and Lavasi up front. But the key positions are the wing backs and the back three.
Has it been your intention to play that formation for a while?
It has been, because Ronnie Stam is a specialist in that position. And early on in the season, I was one of the first to introduce the 4-3-3 in the British game. All the teams were playing 4-4-2. The 4-3-3, we had a lot of joy. And obviously now there's many clubs playing 4-3-3. Now you need to find another way. And the next one, probably the system that it gets an extra man everywhere is the 3-4-3. In a year's time, I'll guarantee you will be many teams playing a back three, believe me, and you'll have to be able to change it and adapt to it. And that's why it's so important that the players are flexible tactically. And at Anfield you saw it, the players change from one system to another and nobody would see the difference. And that's down to the work that the players do in the training ground.
You said no,
just don't tell Stoke. It's all comparison before about Barcelona. You watched Barcelona recently?
Yeah, I went over to the game when they played Bayer Leverkusen.
Where? Oh, Bayer, yeah.
When they won 7-1.
Leverkusen, yeah.
It wasn't that Bayer Leverkusen were a bad side, because they'd beaten Bayern Munich the previous weekend. It was just that Barcelona, when they had possession, they had the wing backs, like we've just been saying. They went from having a back five to the wing backs pushing up with a back three with the anchoring midfielder. I think it was Busquets,
yeah.
And then when the other team got possession, they went full backs, dropped back in, back five, a line of 4 across the middle, and of course they had Messi up front. Yeah, quite handy player as well.
That helps, yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Sometimes it makes me laugh when they speak about the tactics of Barcelona and this and that. Believe me, if you got Messi, you don't need
Well, that's using a sweeper principle, isn't it? If a sweeper mops up any of the mess that your kind of U formation, I would call it 3 back, 2 pushing forward, and the guys in the middle with a sweeper picking out the middle, coming back, isn't it?
It depends. If you play against a front 2, you could do that. If you play against a 1-on-1 like Aston Villa played, probably the sweeper then plays in front, because obviously you can't be 3v1 at the back. Yeah. I think I'm talking too much here. Yeah? It depends how you're going to adapt with your position. But to have that, remember that the way we play is, I don't know if you saw some clips in the game against Liverpool, that they showed that we had so many bodies through the middle, and then there is nobody out wide. And then obviously that's the advantage of this system, that it goes where the danger is. So if you haven't got anyone to mark it out wide, you should have a player there, if you know what I mean. It's not like in defensive lines, it's not working as a unit of 4, it's nearly not man marking.
And I'm assuming this week you've been practicing long throw-ins and defending them, yeah? Peter Crouch and...
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. No, but it's... Remember that Stoke, they got more than that.
I know they've got
People,
more than that, but...
Yes, that's a big part of their game.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is a big part of their game, but we should know it when we went to the Britannia Stadium last season and...
I can't remember what we did last season.
No, it was a clouded day, yeah.
In fact, to pick up on that point actually, last season we were actually really good at defending set pieces. This year it's a little bit suspect, should we say. We've let in more than we have, well, in my opinion. Is that down to the change in formation, or is that...
No, the formation's got nothing to do with the way you defend set plays. I think it's been a bit more individual errors this season. Would agree with you that 2 years ago we were a little bit exposed. We wanted just to think about how we could counter-attack from set plays, defensive set plays, and we left 2 up, even 3 up sometimes. And he ended up having too much space. Then we changed it last season and we had everyone back, which is sometimes, it can become a bit frustrating because you think, well, we should be able to get out of them positions, but you need to keep a clean sheet in them moments. And we had a very, very good record, probably the third best record in the league. And this season, the setup has worked really well. It's just probably, at times, it's been the anxiety of having something to lose. Just to look back at the Everton game once you are 1-0 up, going down to the last 10 minutes and thinking we got something to lose here. That affected us a little bit. The game against West Brom.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad luck at the beginning of the season in a row of games, individual errors each game, and it added together. And then and you look at it, you're thinking, oh, we're not playing bad. When Fulham came here, we played them off the pitch.
Absolutely.
Yep, we lost. But Sunderland came here, we played them off the pitch. Yep, we lost. And it was like, how did you figure that one out?
Yeah, but that's a feeling. So remember that we could talk about tactical concepts and technical concepts, physical concepts. There is a moment that people don't speak about, and it's the mind of the player. There is nothing that can control the decision of a player, and a decision of a player could be affected by you making him feel good at arriving at the ground. It could be affected by having a row with his wife in the morning because he didn't look after the kid, and that affects. That is a mental sign that affects. And when you are defending a set play and you feel confident, you're looking, when am I going to play the next ball? And when you feel, oh, he's going to score here, it doesn't matter what setup you've got, that you're going to lose your mind and he's going to have a free header. And we had that against Spurs in the first half, against Arsenal, a free header. Those aspects are individual mindsets, and that's what the team now is a lot stronger.
Media for 2012, the European Championships, we're going to be using media /scouting. Have you got any plans for the European Championships?
Yes. Obviously, I think it's very important that we cover the big tournaments. Probably not for, unfortunately, we haven't got the budget to go and buy the best players. Probably when you got 2 or 3 players that you think, I want to see them, you want them to have a bad tournament, really, so then you can sign them. But Jan Busujou was a clear example. When I went to South Africa, I saw Jan playing in 3 or 4 games, and it was outstanding. It was exactly what we wanted. We had to wait. Yeah, Antolin, we signed him before that, and I don't think we did that. Otherwise,
I should have gone
lost it. But yes, I'm going to cover the Euro. I'm going to be based in Warsaw, but I want to see a lot of games. We got a couple of scouts going as well. Probably I'll send Graham Jones and Kevin Reeves and a few of our staff to cover some games.
Roberto?
Yes.
Last time you came to you said you was going to get a sports psychologist in.
Yes.
What effect has he had?
It's been really positive. It's been positive in individual basis. We've been using just whenever the players needed a bit of support.
Yeah.
Probably not necessarily
Sorry.
as a wider.
Yeah, it's pick up kids.
And it's been very successful. Forget about football. It's just to try to have the human being as ready to play football as you can, and that's been a real success. Just to take them away from the pressure not
Yeah.
enjoying your football, and that's been a real success. We've done it in individual basis, and the feedback is very, very, very
Does
good.
it do group sessions as well?
No,
Yeah.
no. I don't think group sessions work in our dressing room. I'm not saying that other dressing rooms could work. In our dressing rooms, you got 18 different nationalities.
Yeah.
It can't work because culturally you can't get them together. It's a bit more individual work, and what we do as a group is trying to prepare for the game.
Mm.
But for a completely, it's worked really well just to use it on an individual basis and get them just as ready, as relaxed as they can be.
I don't want to steal ideas off another club or anything like that, but I mean, if you go to Old Trafford or something, they've got the nationalities of each of the players on a flag at the top of the stadium, haven't they?
Yes.
Have we thought of doing something similar, not the exact same thing, but something similar to, if the players are proud of the nationality
Yes.
where they come from, maybe it'll be a bit of a lift for
Well,
them.
we got in the training ground, every player has got his own name with a squad number and his flag of his country. So it gives a real feel of cosmopolitan outlook. But I don't know about having it in the stadium.
Why do you not at each game have a like for each country?
Yeah.
You know, say one of the South African teams. You know, just focus on the country.
Before the game, you mean, or
Yeah, before the game and during the game, make a like a headline in the match programme.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, you could even get some of the families over. You know, just make so the crowd know and you can see what's happening. And if you get the press involved, you could say, you know, we're having Ecuador Day today or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think we got such an important games now going on. And we'll say, well, we didn't win, but we had a great day. We knew what Ecuador. We go home happy. No, I take your point.
What I'm trying to say, it comes back to the same basis. What some of the other lads were saying. It's a matter of getting the crowd involved
Yes.
and generating an atmosphere.
Yes. Yeah. Well, obviously, we are open to any sort of ideas that it can help. But I don't know how much we can help the players with that.
I think the fans feed off the players and
Yeah.
the players feed off
Yeah.
the fans.
Yeah.
That's
True.
the thing, isn't it?